Corporations spend approximately $8 billion annually to develop a more inclusive workplace. Much of this investment is focused on creating more inclusive leaders, which will in turn create a truer meritocracy by broadening the talent acquisition pipeline and creating a structure of rewards based on merit. Initially, the diversity and inclusion conversation focused on intent, and then to creating the business case to why D&I is good for business. The belief is a truer meritocracy will enhance productivity and generate increased shareholder value. However, diversity hoped to be seen at the leadership levels has not met expected goals. Surprisingly, it has gone much slower than expected. Case in point, the much publicised percent of women attendees at the Davos World Economic Forum only went from 17% in 2011 to 21% in 2018, despite various initiatives to promote gender equality. So, if there is good intent and a strong business case for inclusion, why are we not realising diversity goals faster? Research by scientists such as Kahneman, Thaler, Ariely and Banerjee, among many others, may point towards unconscious bias as the obstacle. What is unconscious bias? First, it is natural and human. It is a functional part of the thousands of decisions you make every day, from your commute to work, to which candidate you select for an interview, or who you select to be on a high-profile project. It is an accumulation of all our experiences, mistakes and failures stored in the section of our brain called the amygdala. Every time we make a quick decision, we tap this area for help. Here is an example. Quickly, how many legs does this elephant have? Say the number out loud. Did you say 4? If you didn't say 4, you probably spent a little more time in your decision and experienced a bit of dissonance with your unconscious brain, which has always seen elephants with 4 legs, so it wanted you to say 4. Not much damage done if you guessed a different number of legs, but let's look at this one. Quickly, who would you hire for a secretarial position? How about a sales position? Did you find yourself drawn to one person over the other solely on their looks? This is your unconscious bias trying to help you make quick decisions based on your experiences. If you have always seen successful sales staff be men, then you will most likely be drawn to picking a male for this position. We call that a System 1 decision, quick and automatic. A System 2 decision will require more time and reflection reviewing their experience, achievements and necessary qualifications. Did you know that when orchestras engage a blind audition format, women have a 50% greater chance to be called for the next round? Unconscious bias impacts all our decisions. Sometimes it helps us get through the day with routine decisions that have little impact on people. Other times, when we are making hiring, assessment and team management decisions, it can impede our good intent to create a stronger meritocratic culture. There are 3 major types of bias in the workplace. Affinity bias, the way we put on our rose-coloured glasses when we have a personal connection. For example, how we may base project assignment decisions based on our similarity with certain staff. Confirmation bias, when we unconsciously seek out examples to confirm our long-held beliefs or stereotypes. For example, believing someone from an older generation will not be good with technology. And systemic bias, our unintended actions which embed bias within policies, procedures and practices. For example, hiring only from one group of colleges. Studies have found companies reducing bias increase innovation, retention and productivity, allowing them to outperform those that do not. Other studies have shown when we do not manage our bias, our financial and people decisions are significantly impeded. We will never be bias-free, but we can learn to manage our biases by becoming more self-aware of our individual biases, learning how to engage our System 2 reflective thought process, and then tailoring our behaviour to create a more inclusive outcome. Take this approach and your inclusive intent will become more aligned with your impact. Managing unconscious bias is helping us reach our goals.